let's come to the left arm quick and talk about the left arm quick. Natarajan, in all this concussion discussion, he's been forgotten. With no hits on the head, he's been outstanding yet again.
He was superb. I think that Maxwell's wicket was the key in the game. If you look at it, Virat used him very differently today. We did speak about the new ball dilemma, who's going to start with the new ball, and because of that, Natarajan had to actually come in the game much later. But in spite of that, he was good enough to make that impact, and with the old ball, got the ball just nipping back enough to get Maxwell out with a peach of a delivery was something, a game changer at that point. And that's something which we've been talking about as well. The middle order weakness of Australians, they relied too much on Maxwell for that power. I think that power in the middle order is missing for Australia, and from with that regard, getting that wicket at a crucial time certainly helped India squeeze that middle phase of the game.
Yeah, Michael Vaughan made that point earlier about Justin Langer. Yes, he certainly had a chat with David Boone, but he'd have to focus on that middle order and their own processes as opposed to what happens in the opposition. But also a word, I know we've had a word or two about him. Sometimes when you're not in the wickets column, you tend to get ignored. But Washington Sundar, in a scenario like this, just the 16 runs, another great contribution in squeezing Australia.
Yeah, he's high class. India have to stick with him. I just think he's got that mind and that awareness of what to do at the right times. He bowls in the tough overs. He bowls in the power play. He's bowling generally to the best players. It's very rarely, and particularly go back to the IPL, it's very rarely that an opposing team gets him. Smashes him to all parts. He just seems to have that knack of restricting players, not being hit for the boundary, building up a few dots. Not necessarily always getting a huge amount in the wickets column, but a great team player, good with the bat as well, decent in the field. If you actually look at all the Indian bowlers, it's the experience that travels. Shami's gone to all parts in comparison to the other four. And I think sometimes in T20 cricket, we talk experience and, we need players that have played a bit. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's better not to have experience. You just need to have the know-how of how to play the game. And these young Indian bowlers today were magnificent because they just took what they've learned in the IPL, all the skill levels that they've produced in the IPL, being around all the different styles of international players in those dressing rooms. And we've said it for many, many years, the Indian young players now to have that experience of being in the dressing rooms with the best in the world, and not just the best players, but the best coaches. They really do have to make it their advantage, and it should put them in a great position of being one of the top two favourites to win that T20 World Cup on home soil in a year's time.
Yeah, interesting. He's that kind of character, Zaheer, who since he doesn't necessarily pick up bucketful of wickets, you tend to ignore him when you're talking about probables, hopefuls, big stars, because he quietly goes about his work, even the runs he scores.
I think this year he's looked more clearer with his thinking of the game. I think with the new ball, certainly he's more comfortable when he's bowling with that new ball in the power play. That's where he's made maximum impact. And in terms of his role clarity, you've seen it with RCB also this year. He was utilized in that fashion and was growing in confidence as he was playing more and more games. His batting is also going to be useful. I think going forward, when you look at the modern day cricket, you need bowlers to also contribute with the bat. And Washington Sundar is someone who has been batting in the top order at list A and first class. So that is something which he should carry it forward, get that confidence at the international level, because he's also going to be useful with the bat. He's got a good technique, has the ability to hit big shots as well. So that is something which Indian team should focus on, because his role, if you're utilizing him in this fashion, is always going to be consistent with keeping that run flow down.